Hi, everybody. This is Alan Fine, and I'm here with Paul Pinnacook, who is the interim CEO of Experience Turks and Caicos. And we're going to find out what it is we're standing in front of, and also all about Experience Turks and Caicos and why it exists here on Insider Travel Report. Paul, thank you for talking to us.
It's very good to talk to you and good to be here, Alan.
Let's talk about Experience and how it came to be.
You know, the government had a vision, a very interesting vision, that it was time, because of the success they've been having over the last few years, the success we've had in tourism, that they wanted to not just market the destination, but manage the destination. So they established what is called a DMMO, a Destination Management and Marketing Organization, and that is Experience Turks and Caicos. That's how it evolved. Experience Turks and Caicos is built on three pillars. They wanted inclusiveness, meaning we take into consideration all the different islands in the Turks and Caicos Islands, not just Provo and Grand Turk. In addition to that, they wanted to be competitive because the product has done very well in terms of the destination, but we wanted to maintain competitiveness. So they want to work with the private sector to ensure that our product delivery or service delivery is always quality and at the best. And I mentioned three pillars, right? Mm-hmm. Competitiveness, inclusiveness, and of course, sustainability. We have to make sure that our product development, the sustainability, the environment, and all of that is taken into consideration.
Mm-hmm. Can you give us an example of a pivot you guys did because you were structured the way you were?
You know, it was done when we saw the success that the island was having. And we realized that to maintain this in terms of the high-end business that we're getting, we have to have that product delivery. The other thing is we wanted to make sure that the tourism went beyond Provo, because right now, pretty much the stopover visitors are coming to Provo. We just opened Solterra Resort in South Caicos this past March, and that's the beginning of things to come.
Actually, let's go there. Tell us about things to come.
South Caicos is great. We just had the first international flights in there this past March when Solterra opened. There's also Sail Rock over there. It's another resort. And we're just beginning to develop the other islands so that, as we said, we can spread the business around the Turks and Caicos Islands.
I think you were talking about some new developments in the hotel area, right?
Yes, there are some developments afoot. Well, coming in 2025. In the case of Solterra, I mentioned earlier, they opened in March of this year, okay? Coming in 26, I'm sorry. There is 101 rooms being added at beaches. It's called Treasure Beach. So that will make that a really large resort, and beaches on Grace Bay. And there is St. Regis, that's opening also in 26. That's coming. There's a Kimpton that's coming. And the last one is Indigo. That's also coming. Yes, there's a Kempinski that has been announced for 27. Right. All right. But I want to caution everyone that they say they're opening in 27, but it's not yet built.
Right. You also went over the findings. Who's coming? Who's the guest now?
You know, our biggest market continues to be the United States. And yeah, we certainly hope it continues too. We are getting a very high-end market, and that is so because when you look at this past quarter, January, February, March of this year, the hotels averaged 71% occupancy, but they had an average daily rate for the quarter at average $1,544,
yes.
$1,500. Yes. I don't want to scare anybody because that's a very high rate, but the truth is there are places that are getting $5,000, $6,000 per night average rate. So you can get $300 a night on Grace Bay.
Right.
Grace Bay was just voted, well, in the 50 best beaches in the world, Grace Bay was number 10. And you can get a room on Grace Bay for $300 a night. Okay?
You say that with pride, and you should. Right, so-
Absolutely.
But there are other countries coming. Who else is arriving?
Canadians make our number 2 market. So Canada is our number 2 market, and the third market is the UK. We are making an effort, by the way, to get Latin American business to come on stream. In that regard, you might have heard that I mentioned this morning that we have appointed new representatives. ABA Global is our new representative in the United States. We have appointed Vox International in Canada, and we always had Paradise Promotions in the UK, and we have appointed EM Marketing in Latin America. Now, with regards to the demographics, yes, they're coming primarily from the US and then from Canada, UK, etc. There are a number of Americans and Canadians who have actually invested in Turks and Caicos, and that has resulted in very, very good repeat business because people own property there and they come back. And the property that the people who come there, who move in a certain network, are bringing their friends and neighbors and colleagues, which is what is resulting in our keeping up a very high standard and a high-end business to the destination.
One of the reasons I wanted to speak to you is that you have outreach to our very listeners. There, 128,000 travel advisors. Let's talk about what you have planned for them.
We are working very closely with the travel agent community. As you may well imagine, based on what I talked about in terms of our rates and so on, we actually have 9 virtuoso properties in the destination. Ambergris Key Private Resort just became our 9th virtuoso property. And Turks and Caicos is actually a virtuoso destination.
Itself.
Yeah. So we work very closely with the Virtuoso group. In other travel advisors also sell us very well, other consortia and other independent travel advisors. We are planning to ramp up our education of the travel advisor community because we believe in support from our travel advisors. We're going through a number of fam trips right now, which are being done in conjunction with luxury tour operators. Classic Vacation just had their largest producers in the island, over 50 of them in the island, and they had their awards function and everything. So we're doing more of that, where we're bringing travel advisors to the island to experience it, taste it themselves. Because with this kind of destination, we need the support of all the travel advisors because we believe in that. And we've told you the kind of clients that come to the destination. And I'm sure a number of these travel advisors out there have that client that we would love to come to Turks and Caicos.
So obviously the travel advisors who are affiliated, you're going to reach out to them one way or another. But I'm worried now there's a whole bunch of travel advisors independent and they want to get involved. How should they do that?
Right now, they can go to turksandcaicostourism.com. And with our new representatives in the US, we're going to see that they also reach out to independent agents quite heavily so that we can build that database over and above the consortia that we have. And then later on in the year, when I might have some more exciting news, I will come back to you and let you know.
So stay tuned to this space. Anyway, Paul, thank you for talking to us. Thank you for having the conference this morning. It was very informative. Good luck to you and good luck to the islands.
Thank you very much. And wonderful talking to you, Alan. And I look forward to catching up a few months down the road.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.